got gators in it.
Oh, yeah? Well, me and the Lord, we got an understanding. We're on a mission from God.
They shouldn't have given you ashy blokes YouTube.
Cursed be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken, for the dust we are. And to the dust we shall return.
All right, you good people. All right, you good people. This is a Friday, and this is a anticipated request. I do not know why. Okay, as Charles says, black men are the garbage men of the dating world. Okay, as far as standards, y'all Negroes are all over the place. So, with that being said, we're gonna do this, man. We're gonna try to get through this. You know. I'm gonna try to get through this without my blood pressure going up, or me falling on my chair in laughter. So we're gonna try to get through it. Anyhow, Pirate Broadcaster batting first, Shannon Moore batting second. Okay, batting third, Gundam. Oh, we got a damn girl on our team, right? Okay, batting cleanup is Toya. Giggity. There's my apple. Adric, what's going on? Luther, Lavaros, the Waffle House King, what's going on? How's the studies going? Tao, what's going on? Quentin, what's going on? And Tao, you know that I've been telling you about white folks believing their right to rule. Okay, Quentin, what's going on? Said, guys, never forget, guys, black men are the garbage men of the dating world. Sergeant Charles Faulkner, yes, sir. Inspired Truth, what's going on? Shannon Green, what's happening? A6, okay. Prime Stacy Dash, give me bamboo wood. Yeah, Prime Stacy Dash does. I would say she's a 10. Luther, y'all like this shit, man. I don't know why. Luther, what's going on? Saint Seer, what's going on? Enigma, what's going on? Pretty to me, it's like to me, rating a chick is like Tuesday, man. It's like no, because I had to do it for so long. So it's like Tuesday. Marge, what's going on? The Black Toxic, what's going on? Most Fet, what's going on? Ricky, what's happening? Victor, what's happening? I had to compare pictures, but once again, be just right. Aisha Curry is better looking than the Bailey sisters. Oh, okay. That's hilarious. Love Gun, what's happening? What's happening? Prince, what's happening? King Pix, Dusty, what's happening? Fernando's, what's going on? Victor, what's happening? Allah Man Moore, okay, peace. Johnny, what's happening? Palm Beach Mike, what's going on? Nanga, what's going on? Iboko, are you Nigerian or what? What are you? Or is that just the name that you use? LAXT, what's going on? Had a chick tell me being stern and having standards, they have to be mean, man, beat up. Oh, okay. That's the way they're taught, though. Black women are actually taught that for a very long time, that you have to be mean. I was just listening to An old book, man, from the 40s, okay? Book on tape. And black women believe that. They've always believed that about black men. So it's not new. Big Trick, what's happening? Jason, what's happening? John Smith, Horowitz, what's going on? Make sure the dust doesn't blind you guys. Yeah, you know they got dusty eyes when they look at chicks, man. Dr. Dunbar should be lots of stray cats today. Mr. Napalm, what's going on? Perfect song for today. I have fucking had it with sisters. I don't even want to go into the establishment. If I see them up front working, fuck it. It's gotten bad, but it's gonna get better because the environment is gonna make them a whole lot nicer, man. The hey big head calls are increasing at a rapid rate. Okay. Mr. J Matt, what's happening? Captain Obvious, Love Gun says to you in the chat, what country has women that look like Halle Berry? Halle Berry, but Maria's attitude. I'm outside BGS with the ticket. Okay. As far as looks, there's two countries could come to mind, okay, which is Brazil and Ethiopia. Okay. And the third one probably would be, which is an island, which is Cape Verde. Okay, if you want that look and that kind of cooperation, okay, it used to be the DR, but the DR has become a prostitute town, a prostitute island. So it's a little bit more difficult. But I would say Brazil, and I would say because they're mixed, would say Brazil, and I would say Ethiopia. Okay, maybe Colombia would be on the outside, but that's what I would say. If you want them look, if you actually want them to look that way, I will have my own personal 10, but I can agree on a group 10 or nah. Throwback Lisa Ray, yeah, Lisa Ray would, but throwback Lisa Ray probably would have been a 10. She could have qualified for a 10, a 9 or a 10. Barry Hamilton, what's up? Big Mo, I've noticed black men are starting to speak to me more. It's almost like manosphere spread. It is spreading. The environment is also causing it to spread. Would it be just these brothers out here actually rating 4s and 5s to just 7s and 8s? No wonder we get a reputation. You know what? I have been stunned. Okay, I have been stunned. Okay, the same people that that would rate, say, like an Aisha Curry a 5 or a 6 would rate Steph Curry a 5. Okay, and I have been stunned. I've been really stunned. Okay, Barry Hamilton, what's up? A little maple leaf about business, Mr. Dusty himself. Yes, sir. Rashad, what's going on? Let's see who's got. Trying to screw up the rating scales. Rashad M, what's going on? Vanity is a 9. I will give you that too. Jane Kennedy gave me bamboo wood growing up. Jane Kennedy could have been, because Jane Kennedy was missed something. I can't remember what it was, but she could have been. She was a 9. Okay, maybe borderline 10. Okay, especially on this live stream. Charles, there's Officer Charles, the head garbage collector. Okay, I saw what happened on the Roger Report. Yeah, the thing is, I just came in, man, because I'm personally tired of black men beating their chest like you can make women fucking do something, and that is not. If that was the case, there would be no black manosphere. It wouldn't be. Okay, it wouldn't be one. Would have to be one. Okay, and all these guys beating on your chest like all the fucking women are the exact same, and if you just manning up and man up, you can actually make her do something that you can't. It's bullshit. Okay. And the thing is, in Cali, okay, and he's in San Diego, right by the Mexican border. He knows fucking Latinas and white women and black women are not the fucking same, okay? They don't act the same. They don't carry themselves the same. They don't look the same. Nothing, okay? He knows that. And he's going to sit up there on a panel and lie, okay? And we in Cali. We know fucking better. I don't care about your difference of opinion, but don't start lying. Rashad said, I always thought Vanity looked better than Apollonia. It's a matter of taste, okay? I think Vanity was more of an industry standard than Apollonia was. Michael, what's going on? Gundam, what's happening? I'm asking for your forgiveness instead of your permission tonight. Okay. Shay Star, what's going on? Luther, what's happening? Lori Harvey. Lori Harvey is a standard 8, okay? That's what I give Lori Harvey. She's a standard 8. Yolanda Trust, what's going on? If you look at Lori Harvey and Beyonce and those kind of folks, they're all kind of blurred together, okay? Even a Kim Kardashian, they all start to blur together. They don't really stand out. It should be interesting. Yeah, that Dr. L's okay. You know about the garbage men, okay? I'm Cape Verdean. Our women are modern as hell. Okay. Okay. Well, you know. Okay. Like I said, on the outside it may be Cape Verde, but he's looking for Halle Berry. But I would say Ethiopia or Brazil. Yes, did you factor in? But she got ass though. No. A 2 has ass. If that's what you want to say, you're gonna rate a 2 having ass. Okay. Had to tune into this show. I use the O'Neill scale 1 to 30, but shout out to Patricia O'Neill. Well, yeah, he tried to carve it up. Okay, a finer detail, but that's an argument I don't even want to have. Okay, we can't even agree on 1 to 10. Selma Hayek is probably Selma Hayek. Actually, I met a girl that looked just like Selma Hayek, and basically, with her, Selma Hayek would be right around a 9. Layla Rashawn would be no, yeah, she's an 8. She's an 8, and it depends. She's an 8, and maybe closer to a 9. When she was at her peak. Supermodels, yeah. Well, normally that's the case, but even supermodels, they call them supermodels. It's not always the face. Sometimes it's their body proportion. Because there's some Africans, I would not call 10s. They're more like maybe 7s or 8s, but seeing is they got a body proportion that's different. And when you do a model, okay, a model especially for print work, okay, she can be a 7, but if she's upgradable, okay, with makeup, because the eyes and cheekbones, you can take her from like a 7 or 8 to a 10. Nope, I didn't factor that in. She got ass though. If that was the case, then you have a whole lot of 4s. There'll be 10s, okay? Which is why we the garbage men of the dating world. Sherelle, no. Sherelle back in the day was a 6 at best. Denegas, what's going on? Ready for the stream? Nanga, what's up? Louis? He feels something in waste management. Rashad, what's happening? I use DR Women for Alternative Measures. Well, DR used to be, but it's not anymore. It's because it's been ruined. No, I wouldn't. I don't rate them that way. Those are like 6s to me. They are, but but he's talking about attitude. There's a Coyote. What's happening? Jason, what's happening? Panda Man, what's happening? Big Mo, but if somebody's from Cape Verde said they're modern as hell, then that wipes them off the list. Okay. Some of the guys be drinking when they rate women, shaking their head. We all know that a few shots make a 5 look like a 7. Yes, sir. It sure does. Okay. Yeah, a couple, 2 or 3 shots and a hard dick will make a 5 look like a 6. Regina from 227 is a 6. Okay. If we can find it, if we can find it with no makeup, but the Bailey sisters, even with makeup, man, they look like 6s. Okay. Sometimes it's a game changer. Sometimes if you got the features, it can be a game changer. If you don't, guess what? I said, trust Redding found a Canadian diesel before the stream started, fucking around an X with while my shift ended, happened to come across her rates page. Like, oh, diesel cosplaying is $100. Yeah. Well, it depends. If she can pull them, if she can pull wealthy guys and celebrities, okay, she's 100 octane. You know, you are who you pull. Let's see, juicy. Anybody else? Sweetie, pre or post? Okay, Sweetie's about a 7, in my opinion. Miss California housing in West LA, house down by the water, sells her yacht across the bay. Okay, who is Miss California? All right, see, black in the middle. Chief Rocker, Nema. Oh, King Picks bullshit. Okay. Panda Man. We'll get into it. Aaliyah. There's pictures of Aaliyah before she got all dolled up. And there's pictures post, so it depends. Aaliyah's an upgradable 7. When I looked at her, she's not, and she's Sweetie's a 7. Okay. Especially Sweetie. If you saw Sweetie before she got all the work, Sweetie's been worked on. Okay. Before she got all the work, Sweetie was actually a 6 before she got all the work done. Okay. The Black Toxic, what's going on? Chief Rocka, what's going on? Erica Badu would be a 6. Okay. 6 at best. Beverly Johnson, when she was young, was a 9. Supermodel. Now the link AB pasted yesterday of Aisha. Okay. Okay. Let's go to this one real quick, okay? Because this is the one my thumbnail, okay? This is the one of my thumbnail I had of them. If I can find it, okay? Let's see. Okay. That is an 8 all day long, okay? That's when she was like 16. That's an 8. That's an 8 all day long. That is a natural 8 without makeup. That's an 8. At 15. Because if you see her, if you saw her, automatically you're actually going to go and actually say, okay, I need to photograph you, okay, and I give you my card. That's an 8 all day long. Minimum, okay? That's at 15. That's at fucking 15, okay? All day long. That's model looks all day long. Nose, cheeks, mouth, dimples, eyes, color eyes, hair. All that's she's an 8 all day long, okay? Especially for a black woman, especially if you want to sell to black women. This is how you sell to a black woman. You put her on a cover, okay? Selling a product she'll sell all day long, okay? Her face got big since then. Doesn't matter. Okay. No, she a Hollywood 6. Okay. If you want to do a cattle call of Hollywood, okay, where all the starlets go, okay, then yeah, she's a Hollywood 6 in Hollywood. But as a national average, guess what she is? She's an 8. It's based on classical. Well, you classical depending on how you define classical, because classical is different in different regions. Okay, that's it. She's a just that picture alone makes her an 8 all day long. You're not gonna walk into many high schools. Okay, a chick at 15, 16 years old, and they're not trying to make her prom queen. Okay, they're not. She matches the HEC in college. That is a classical standard industry 8. Okay, for video vixen, for print work, for modeling, all that shit. Okay, bikini models, all that kind of stuff. That's a classical 8. Now that's the classical 8. I don't care what you say. Okay, now let me show you what. Now, this is a what they call a industry 10. Okay, let me take that one down. I think. Did I take this one down? Oh, let me remove it real quick from studio. Because you guys always talk about colorism and whether she's dark or not, blah 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 blah. Okay, okay. This is considered a international 10. Okay, this is Miss Universe from Nigeria. Okay, that will be considered an industry 10, 1-0. This is Miss Universe 2025 from Nigeria, dark skin. Okay, that's a 10. That's a 10. Okay, I was showing because if you look at her, and then I did this yesterday. Okay, uh, Amara La Negra. Okay, and they're both dolled up. I consider Amara La Negra a 9. Okay, and I picked a picture of her all dolled up. Okay, all glossed up. Okay, and you can see the similarities. Okay, there's not that big a difference between them. Okay, that's a 9. That's a standard industry 9. Okay, that's runway. That could be well. She got too much ass for runway. But as far as print work, as far as advertising, as far as covers, as far as all kind of shit, billboards, that's the industry 9. Now, all day long, because I showed you what a 10 looked like. Okay, with Miss Nigeria, Miss Universe is considered a 10. Okay, that's a 9. Industry rules are rugged. Yes, they are. Because there's money involved with industry rules. Okay. Now, ain't no fucking preference. We did preference. If we did preference, we got how many people? 25 people watching. We'd have 205 different preferences. Okay. Talking about industry standards. Not talking about preferences. Okay. What you like, what makes your dig hard. Okay. What makes you dig hard and what the industry preference is different, right? Okay. It's a standard. Maya Campbell. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do one more, and then we'll start rating people. I'll ask after I do one more. Okay. I got one more for ya. We're gonna actually show you. Okay, we actually show you two. Okay. I say Keke Palmer. I consider her average. Okay, a standard average, a beauty standard average girl. Okay. Keke Palmer, I would consider her a standard 5. Okay. Let's put her in a new tab real quick. Keke Palmer, in my opinion, that is a standard 5, average. Okay, some people can waffle. She's not a 4. Okay, some people can waffle between a 5 and a 6, but to me, she's a standard 5. Okay, that's average. That's an average girl. It's an average girl. And the last one I'm going to show you is what I consider a 4. Okay. We can, we can go down to Gabby Bay, but we just going to go down. How far y'all down you want to go? A 3? Okay. Let's go down to a 3. Okay. Gabby Bay. Okay. Let's pick her. Okay. This is a standard 3 in my opinion. Oprah, Gabby Bay, a few others, right? Okay. We're trying to get people that people are well known. Okay. That's that's a big ass picture. Bring that down. Jeez. That's huge. Anyway. In my opinion, this is a standard 3. Okay? That's a 3. Zendaya is probably an 8. Yes. That's a standard 3. Okay? One more, I'll show you a 4. It's well known 4 in these spaces. Okay? My go-to 4, you know who she is Steph Co. Okay? And we're gonna get her all dolled up because we're gonna give her a break. I said this stream that will remove all doubts about BGS is the West Coast supremacist for beauty standards. I want to be one too. No, I'm pretty strict. Okay, I'm pretty strict. Okay, we're talking about industry standard. Okay, so I'm using industry standard because you're gonna open it up to interpretation. Okay, because a lot of guys think that Steph Curry is a 5 or 6. Believe it or not. Okay. Uh, that's my go-to 4. Okay, that's a 4. Okay, she's not hideous. Okay, she's not pretty. She will be considered plain. Okay, she's not hideous. She's not pretty. She's acceptable, depending on what you want, right? But she could. This is when she got that ass though, right? Okay. Ain't that that's the what people call that ugly teacher. No, she's not a 3. I showed you what a 3 was. Okay, that's why I told you. That's why we're not going by. It's not we're going by what you guys think. Gabby Bay is a 3. Nicole Murphy's a high at 7.8. You guys are insane. Okay, you guys insane. Okay, Ipansuki. Okay, Ipansuki. Okay. Okay, Ipansuki, who's a let's start with you, Ipansuki, since you got so much fucking shit to say. Okay, let's start with it. Who's your five? Start with your five. Who's your five? Ipansuki, 2.5. Gabby looks better than her. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Are you fucking kidding me? Gabby Sidibe looks better than her. Are you nuts? What are you smoking? Whoopi, I would rate a 4. Ipansuki, who's your 5? Beyonce 11.5. Here you see, I told you these are these stray cats, okay? Gabby Sidibe 8.5. I am waffles, you ain't shit. Joy Reed's a 4. Winnie Hollow is outside the scale because Winnie Hollow, she's a model, but she's got skin deformity. Okay. Ipansuki, who's your 5? Kelly Rowland is nowhere near a 10. Okay. I showed you what a 10 is. Okay, with Miss Nigeria. Showed you what a 10 is with Miss Nigeria. Okay. Kelly Rowland does not look like that. Okay, that's not Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland does not look like that. I'm sorry. On her best day, Kelly Rowland does not look like that. Janelle Monáe is probably about a 7. Okay, that's a 10. That's a standard industry 10. That's Miss Universe. That's a 10. Be fresh out. Kelly's not a 10. Kelly's an 8. Okay. Now, what I want now is not your 9s or 10s. What I want is you guys is 5s. What's average to you? We're gonna take the first 3. What's your average? Okay, and one at a time because I can't keep up with you guys. Okay, what is a 5 to you? Amari 10 twins or a 5? Really? Who's a 5? Who's a 5? Alicia Keys is a 6. I agree with that. Kim Foster. Kim Foster's a 5? Really? Okay. All right. Let's do Kim Foster. Okay. Kimberly Foster. Yeah. Like I said, garbage men of the dating worlds. Okay. Kimberly Nicole Foster. Okay. Images. Okay. That's standard. Okay. I think that's a fair one for her. Let's see. In new tab. Uh, like I said, you guys are hilarious. And this is her with makeup, okay? That's a 5 to you. That's a 5 to you. That's a 5 to you. Shonda Rhimes is a 4. That's a 5 to you? That's a 5? Somebody said that she's a 5. That's a 5 to you. Okay. Somebody else give me a 5. That's without taking too big of a drink. Give me another 5. Who's the 5? I gave you mine. Who you got? Serena Williams probably would rank as a 5. Yeah. Pink pill depends. Yeah, pink pill's probably about a 5. Taraji P Henson's a 5. Oh, you guys are smoking. Scissor might be closer to a 5, depending on which scissor you get, okay? Scissor, I debated about her. She's between a 5 and a 6, okay? Because you caught her when she was young, she looked different, okay? Since she tried to gain all that weight, okay, she's declined, okay? This is Scissor when she was young. When she was young and before she gained all that weight, done all that crap to herself, okay? Scissor, I would say Scissor's about a 6. If that Scissor's a 6, the Scissor we got now that's overweight, she probably is about a 5. But that Scissor right there, as she looks, is a 6. A young Kim Cole's adjustable 6. Who else? One more 5. Give me another 5. Tiffany Haddish is a 5? I don't know. Y'all consider Tiffany Haddish a 5? Really? Damn. You guys are all over the place. You want her glossy or what? Okay. I always thought Tiffany Haddish, especially when she was young, was closer to a 7. She's not beautiful, but she could be considered lightweight pretty. I always consider Tiffany Haddish between a 6 and a 7. The only thing, if you subtract the mole, Tiffany Haddish is about a 7. Pretty close. Balls, you're gonna see this and ask Congress to redirect those Tomahawk missiles to BGS's crib. T-Boz? T-Boz now, T-Boz back then. Yeah, okay. Last 5, okay? Somebody said T-Boz, okay? We're gonna take her when she's young and not when she's old, okay? And let's take that one. That's a decent one. See, let's try when she's younger, okay? At her peak, let's give her a little grace, okay? Give her a bit of grace. When T-Boz is young, I would say T-Boz is about a 7. That's T-Boz, okay? She's about a 7, not a 5. Now, if you guys have 5s that look like T-Boz, I want to move there, okay? If T-Boz is your average, I want to move there. 90 standard. No, gosh, get the fuck out of here, okay? Yeah, T-Boz is 7. Okay, now let's move up to 6. Who's your standard 6? I could ask for your 3s, but I should have asked for your 3s. Okay, we asked for 4s. Okay, I showed a 3, moved up to 5s. Okay, who's your standard 6? Because 5s are average. Okay, Queen Latifah is not a 5. I consider Queen Latifah a 4 personally, but that's just me. The thing is, trying to find them without makeup is hard. The Bailey sisters are 6. Some people say Bailey sisters are, or somebody said the Bailey sisters were like 8s or 9s. Okay, let's try the prettier one, which is, you guys want Haley or you guys want the other one? Or you want the big girl? And then we'll go ahead and get her so she's all glossed up. Okay. And I tell you what I don't like about Haley Bailey. Okay. And why she doesn't quite hit the cut, even though she's cute. Okay. I'll classify her as cute, but there's a reason she doesn't make the cut. Is it might even depend on, to me, the Haley Bailey's probably like an upgradable 6. Okay. But her problem with Haley Bailey is her eyes are too far apart. It makes her look weird. But if her makeup's done right, she's a decent 6. Her sister, not so lucky. She's a decent 6. Okay. Who else is? What other 6s we? Alicia Keys is my upgradable 6. Okay. This is one where makeup makes a difference, right? Alicia Keys. Okay. Okay. Let's try no makeup. This is where upgradable comes in. Okay. So I call her an upgradable 6. Okay. That's why she's upgradables. Upgradables are actually a special category. This is her with no makeup. Okay. That's why she's an upgradable. In fact, basically, most of the content creators actually agreed with me about them being upgradable. This is her. She's cute. She's a 6, right? Okay, with the hair, the face, and the nose. She's about a 6. Okay, give or take. Okay, all right. Okay, because of her features, her eyes, nose, and cheekbones. Right. Okay. When you actually gloss her up, as you gloss her up, so you can find when she's glossed up, okay, she becomes an 8. So she jumps 2. You see what she looks like without makeup? It's what she like with makeup, okay? She jumps 2 spaces. In other words, if you see Alicia Keys without her makeup, you would never think that she looks like that with makeup, okay? That's Alicia Keys with makeup. She jumps 2 spots. She's an upgradable because of her nose, their eyes, and her cheekbones, especially her cheekbones and her lips, okay? This right in here, okay? It's what is enhanced by makeup. She's an upgradable. I've seen a lot of models that are actually upgradable like that. I said, not that any of you asked, but I see myself as an adjustable 6, depending on makeup. That say y'all are free to pull up to my latest short. Okay. I'm gonna show you a woman that's not upgradable. I don't think Megan Thee Stallion is upgradable. Okay, Megan Thee Stallion to me looks almost the same with or without makeup. It smells like a whole lot of pimping in the air. Now, what I'm saying is, it doesn't. I've seen her being made up. It doesn't take that much makeup for Alicia Keys to be upgradable. Okay, doesn't take that much. No, not a whole lot of foundation, that kind of stuff. Very simple stuff as for her to be upgradable. Uh, let's do Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, and then we'll continue with our sevens. Okay, we did the sixes. We're gonna do sevens. Okay. Um, Same thing for Angel Reese. Okay. This Megan Thee Stallion with no makeup. No makeup, no wig. Okay. That is, she said no makeup, no wig. Okay. I think there's no makeup, no wig. That's this is what she posted. No makeup, no wig. Okay. Open a new tab. Let's share the screenshot. This is Megan Thee Stallion with no makeup or no wig. Okay. She is she's a 7.5. You know, borderline. Okay. That's her without makeup. Okay. That's her. That's Megan Thee Stallion without makeup. That's her. That's her natural face. Okay. Okay. That's Megan Thee Stallion without makeup. Okay. We're gonna Megan Thee Stallion with makeup. Just a regular face. Okay. And when she's all glammed up. Okay. That's why she's not really upgradable. Okay. Let's pick that one. That's pretty. That's a fairly average one. Okay. You can see here, there's not that big a difference between her no makeup picture and her makeup picture. It's not that big a difference. Okay. So makeup helps her a little bit, but not a whole lot. Megan is average bullshit. Y'all smoking something. Okay. It's almost the same. Trying to upgrade her is not going to do that much for her because her plain face is pretty much the same as her makeup face. So she's not really upgradable. Now, we did sixes. Who's your sevens? It depends. Some people look better without it. Okay. Some people do. Vanessa Williams, when she was young, she looked better without her makeup. No, I'm not saying that she is. What I'm saying is I think Megan Thee Stallion's right around industry 7, give or take. And you could waffle between a 7 and 8, but she's an industry 7 in my opinion. Same thing with Angel Reese. Okay, there's slight imperfections. Somebody says Aaliyah is the Aaliyah that was the singer. Little Kim, I would say Little Kim is probably a 7. Let's look at Little Kim. Little Kim when she's young, right? I hope. Because you don't want Little Kim now, you don't want to see her, okay? She's a hot mess. Let's say Little Kim. Let's see a good picture of Little Kim when she was young. Yeah, I guess so. She's borderline. Yeah, she's a 7. I would say that. Let's not save it. We want to open in a new tab. I'll save all these things. I would say that's fair. She's a 7. Yeah, I would say she's a 7. That's fair. Uh, Jada's a standard industry 8. Okay, Gabrielle Union is a little okay. Gabrielle Union, I would say Gabrielle Union depends on what you like. Gabrielle Union is probably industry 7, probably so. I would rank her there. Okay, even though she's done some cover girl shit, she would be at the bottom tier for cover girl. Okay. Let's see. Let's get her young instead of her at damn near 50. Yeah, I would say yeah. She's Gabrielle Union would be. I would say she'd be. She could be a 7, borderline 8. That's what I would say. Hold on, let me go new tab. Let's go to a new tab. So Gabrielle Union is variable. She looks better with makeup on. So I would say she's Gabrielle Union is 7, maybe borderline 8. Okay, so that's pretty spot on. Megan Good is not a 7. No, we're on one more. Any more 7s? Or is that it? Gabby's overrated. Gabrielle Union is a 70. It's a 7. Vanity is not a 7. Okay, everybody want to do Angela Bassett? Okay. Prime Janet. People, she waffles, and Janet has a fat face. Okay. Yeah, Janet. Possibly people thought Janet was an 8. Okay, but that's actually a very good example because Janet Jackson had a fat face. Let's catch her when she's young. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll catch her glossed. Okay, the album cover. Yeah, Janet Jackson is probably an industry 8. She's not really a 7. Okay, she's probably an industry 8. Okay, y'all talk about fat faces. She got a fat face. She got cheekbones and eyes. Okay, she would be industry 7 or 8, closer to 8. All right. Now we can get into the 8s. Lisa Bonet prime is probably an 8. Okay, somebody said Lisa Bonet prime 8. Okay, we're working on 8s right now. Okay, somebody says Tony Braxton. I would say Tony Braxton's a prime 8. Yeah, depends. I would say she's an industry 8. Let's catch her with short hair. Let's pick a good one. Y'all want a real good one, or you guys just want a regular one? You want her glossed or not glossed? Let's catch her when she's okay. Short hair, 90s. Okay. Let's try that one. Okay. Yeah. Tony Braxton is probably closer to industry 8. She's right. She's right there with him. She waffles, but yeah, she could be considered industry 8. I know y'all don't calm down, man. We start comparing looks. Y'all don't calm down a lot. Okay. I would say she was an industry 8. Okay, with especially with her eyes. Okay, she's about an industry 8. Pretty close. She's borderline, in my opinion. King picks. Your picks are awful. Okay, your picks are awful. You way off. Maya would be an 8, in my opinion. You want to do Maya? Sanaa Lathan's an 8. Yeah, I would say that's true. Eights are not that. 8s are tough. They can be because that's industry. Okay. Megan Good. I think Megan Good when she was young. Pam Grier's an 8 because my fiance looks just like Pam Grier. She's an 8. Pam Grier is not would not be a 10, in my opinion. She's an 8. Some people consider she's to a lot of people. Okay, who's next? Katie Aubert. Who's Katie Aubert? Let's get some people that we know. Okay. 8s pluses are top tier, sir. Beyonce's an 8. She's top tier. Zoe Saldana. Okay. Oh, let's do Zoe. She's more on a white boy scale, but let's do Zoe Saldana. Okay. Zoe's the industry 8. Yeah. I would agree with it. She's actually an industry 8. That's what you would see. That's industry standard. Go to a cattle call. A lot of chicks will look like Zoe. Okay. She would be an industry 8. Okay. She's in that range. A little above a 7. She's an industry 8. And she could fluctuate depending on the picture that you choose for, because that picture and say which one? Say this one. Depending on the picture, okay. Okay, she will be considered an industry 8. Kelly LeBrock was a model. Kelly LeBrock would be a 9 or a 10. Lizzo's probably about a 3. Lisa would be closer, borderline. Okay, Lisa from Saved by the Bell, she'd be closer. She'd be borderline between an 8 and a 9. Okay. Kyla Pratt. Okay. Is she black? No. Kyla Pratt. Okay, let's find a decent one of her. I'm not gonna do her wrong. Let's find a decent one. Okay. Kyla Pratt's a 6. I'm looking at it right now. She's a 6. Yeah, she's a 6. New tab. I say y'all. Oh man, hell yeah, she might be closer to a 5. She's closer to a Kiki Palmer. Kyla Pratt, okay, yeah. Kyla Pratt is closer to a 5'6" range. Oh no, she's not industry standard. Okay, I'm not saying that she's not talented, but she is closer to a 5. Okay, we just taco stand tax pedestrians hit the like button. Okay, Kyla Pratt is maybe a 6. Okay, she's closer to a 5. Alicia Keys is a upgradable 6. But Kyla Pratt is a 5. Her and Kiki Palmer are about in the same range. Okay, they're average. Kerry Washington is a industry 8. Okay, Vanessa Williams, depending on how you get her, is between a 9 and a 10. Tika Sumpter's an 8. All you ASIC, Standing Newton would be considered a 9. Okay, Michaela Pratt is a 5'6" uh, at max. Okay, that's why I say y'all's pickers are not that great. Okay, Sandy Newton is probably because Eddie Murphy loves some Sandy Newton. Okay, let's pick yeah Sandy Newton. Let's pick a good one. Let's get her glossed. Okay, there's one. Sandy Newton would be a borderline uh, 9. She's a borderline 9. That's closer to she's closer to a 9, to an industry 9. Okay, she's in that supermodel range. Okay, it's borderline 9. She's not. I wouldn't consider her an 8. So basically, Beyonce is not going to compete with that, and neither is what's your name, Kelly Rowland. They're not going to compete with this. That's a 9. Then the Nega says she's a 6. Okay, yeah. The Nega thinks that the other chick is that's a 5 is a 9. Okay. Thanks for this. I mean, you guys pickers, man, are all over the place. Okay. Sade is an 8. Okay, which is another British singer. But okay, that's Sandy Newton. Okay, we're gonna do Sade. Okay, which I consider an 8. Sade Adu. Okay, let's get her when she's young. Okay, let's get her when she's young and be fair to her. Be fair to her. Okay, she's an industry 8. That's an industry 8. Okay. No, the nega's bullshit. Okay. If your picker's that bad and you see all these chicks as average in the middle, then something wrong with your picker, boss. 5 hit. She's closer to Ethiopian, but the thing is, she's an industry 8. That's an industry 8. So Beyonce, all those kind of folks, they're all squashed into that 8 range. Halle Berry depends. Okay, Halle Berry is closer to a 9, but the thing is, people depends on when you catch her. Okay, everybody want to do Halle Berry. Okay, Let's get her when she's young. Okay. Let's get her when she's young. Yeah. Halle Berry to me is an industry 8 to me. Okay. Maybe borderline 9, but to me she's an industry 8 when I look at her. She could be a borderline 9, but I think she's an industry 8 to me. Which is great, okay? That's why she was Miss Ohio and not Miss USA. So she's a 8, maybe a borderline 9, but she's an 8 to me. Naomi Campbell is a 9, okay? Effie from Power. Melissa Ford when she was young was an 8. Maybe. What thing is, when you get 8, 9, and 10, okay, 8s. If you use a standard, if you use a Gaussian scale, 8s plus are in the top 2% of women. Okay, the top 2%. So basically, Halle Berry would be 1 out of maybe anywhere from 50, 1 out of 100 by my scale. Every 1 out of 100 chicks would look like a Halle Berry. Okay. Claudia Jordan would be an 8. Kenya Moore would be Kenya Moore. Yeah, Kenya Moore she's dark skinned, but she would be in that industry 8 range. Ashanti, I'm not a fan of Ashanti, but Ashanti is more like a 7 to me. Keisha Knight Pulliam is a 7. Maya would be an industry 8. Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, that is Halle Berry. Let's look up. Let's go ahead and give Vanessa. Okay, which would be a industry standard 10, which is Miss America. Okay. I remember when she won it too, because she was spectacular. Said who? Everybody was saying, "Where the fuck did she come from?" I've actually seen her in person. She's every bit of a 9, 10. Yeah, she's industry 10. Hold on, take that one down. Let's put that in its own tab. Yeah, that's an industry 10. That is an industry 10. Giselle, Miss Universe, a bunch of them. That's an industry 10. Miss Williams is an industry 10. Mr. Guy, we're making a break from politics. I don't do that much politics over here, man. I don't do that much politics. Most of my politics will be on my Master Teacher's Response channel. I don't do that much that much politics over here. It's mostly relationships and females. She's an industry. Well, to you, Denegas, okay. You're the one that thought that chick from UPN, whatever her name was an 8. And she a 5. Your picker's off. So what is Tay Heckert? I don't even know who Tay Heckert is. 10s do exist, okay? 10s exist because we say they do. Like Voorhees or Stacy Dash. Stacy Dash. Lark is fine, but Stacy Dash. Tyra Banks in her prime, because I actually know her and her father, she's a 9. Sally Richardson is Sally had issues, but the thing is, Sally would be Jane Kennedy, yes, which I would say 9-ish range. Okay, not quite this level, not quite industry 10. Industry 10s are very, very rare. Okay, Nicole Ari Parker is I would say Nicole Ari Parker would be 8-ish, maybe 9, but 8-ish. Okay, Denagus, who's your 5? Let's start with Denagus since you're talking all this shit. Okay, who's your 5? Let's start with that. Since you're talking all that shit, who's your 5? Start with that. Who's your 5? Let's start your rating scale. Denagus rating scale. Jasmine Guy when she was young was an 8. Who's your 5, Denagus? Who's your 5? Coco Jones. Coco Jones, is that the tennis player or which one? Coco Jones is but she's about a 7-ish, industry 8. What? Well, then shut the entire fuck up. Then you're not in this fight. Coco Jones, I would say, would be 7-ish. She's pretty. She's pretty, but not quite at the. Yeah, Coco Jones is 7-ish. Borderline 6. Okay, she's pretty. She's cute to pretty, so that's 7-ish. Tamia is 9. Nah, shut up, Denagus. You already excluded yourself. Okay, Tamia is 9, closer to a 9 when she was young. Rihanna is 8-ish, in my opinion. Malika Andrews is 8-ish. Tay Heckert. Okay, all right. Since I don't know who fuck the Tay Heckert is. Ooh, are you kidding? Let's see if you can get her young. Let's see if you can get her young. Okay. Tay Heckert is a 6. Yeah. Tay Heckert's a 6. Which is okay. She's a 6. Nothing wrong with it, but she's a 6. Somebody, Layla Arsiri. I don't know. You guys have come up with people I have never even heard of. Leela, okay. I can't even damn near spell the name. Is she white? Okay, let's get her young. Okay, because she's older. Let's get her young. Okay. Industry 8 for a white girl. We try and stay with black girls. Industry 8 for a white girl. Very common. She's an industry 8. Prime, Lisa Bonet, and Tyler. Which Tyler? Lisa Bonet, Prime Lisa Bonet will probably be 8 range. Okay. Prime Lisa Bonet is 8. Tyler, which one? Tyler, the singer, the South African singer. Kimora Lee Simmons is probably a 9. Vanity is a 9. Layla Ali is prime. Layla Ali is I would say Layla Ali is probably 9-ish, maybe a little higher, 8.5. Layla Ali is 8-ish, 8, a little. She's a high 8, but she's an 8. She looked white to me. Okay, I rate her as a white girl. And Tyler would be 8-ish. Zoe Beats from Deadpool. Zoe Beats is an 8. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Coco Gauff is a 6. The tennis player. Coco Jones is I would say is a 6. Zaza Beats is an 8. Okay. How does Michael Michelle? Who is Michael Michelle? Who's Michael Michelle? I don't even know who she is. What does she do? She model? What is she? Oh, she ain't no trans dude. Let's take her young because she's got an older picture now. Okay, I would give her an industry. Oh God, I'm saving them instead of that. Let's see. Let's do it in a different tab. Michael Michelle. Oh, that's close. I say she's 9-ish, but she's a lower end 9. The picture that I have, okay? She's a lower end 9. She's closer to 8-ish, but she's a lower end 9. I probably would rate her at an 8, which is not bad, okay? She doesn't have quite the sparkle for a 9, not to me. She ain't no Vanessa Williams, let's put it that way. Not even close. Zoe Kravitz is an 8. Zendaya is an 8. Robin Givens, I'd rate Robin Givens as a 7 to me, okay? People want to rate her as an 8. She's not quite pretty enough to be an 8 to me. Sierra is closer to the upper ends of the 8s. Christina Milian, same. Miss Parker from the movie, same. Eva Marshall, I'm not quite sure who that is. DeWanda Wise, I'm not quite sure who that is. But since it's Toya, I'll actually look her up. A lot of your industry chicks actually fall into the 8 range, which is industry standard. Yeah. DeWanda Wise is an industry 8, I would say. She's in that range. Yeah. She's an industry 8. She's probably the lower end 8. Yeah, she's lower end 8. She's right at the industry standard. There's a lot of casting calls that she probably wouldn't get. She's a lower end 8. Sierra, okay. Sierra's an 8, okay. Okay. I thought she was one, but yeah, she's a Denegas bullshit. Your picker's off, Denegas. Lisa Ray, when she was young, was probably a 9. Sally Richardson, probably young's probably a 9. Layla Siri is a lower end 8. Lisa Ray is a 7. No, Lisa Ray was an 8, closer to a 9 when she was young. Very close to a 9. When, especially in Players Club, Lisa Ray. Okay. See, when she was young. Let's put it young. Because Jamie Foxx was all over that. Okay. Let's see. Let's try that one. Since it's not a Players Club photo. Yeah. Because her eyes and stuff like that. And this is just, it's not even a good picture of her. But she's closer to a 9. You get a Players Club, Lisa Ray. Yeah. She ain't no 7. That ain't no 7, boss. That ain't no 7. No, y'all pickers are off. Okay, she ain't no 7. Let's go Players Club. Okay, Players Club. Issa Rae. Let's see. X. It's too light. Yeah, let's go. Let's go that one. Players Club. Lisa Rae. Let's put her in a one by herself. And then we're gonna get out of here. That's blurry, but we'll work with it. Okay. Yeah, that's Players Club. Lisa Rae. She is upper end 8, maybe borderline 9. Okay. That's why she made a big splash when she first jumped out. Kim Fields is, I would say Kim Fields is a 6, in my opinion. They're not ugly. Lark Voorhees is an 8. Lark Voorhees, when she was young, maybe even closer to a 9. Tatiana Ali is an 8, yeah. Regina King is a 6, in my opinion. Regina Hall is a 7, in my opinion. Hillary was closer to, it when she was young, was closer to a 8 or 9. Okay. And Ashley was a solid, I would say Ashley's a solid 8 as she got older. Taylor Rooks, I can't remember. Vanessa Del Rio was a 7. Bernadette Stannis was a 7. Kayla Pratt is, you might have hurt your feelings, but she is what she is. Okay. Robin Givens is a 7. Melly Monaco is I would say she'll be an industry 8. Okay. Jasmine Garner Prime, industry 8. Sade is an 8. Okay. Thandi Newton's a 9. Sister Goddess is our Sister Goddess, maybe an industry 8. Kind of hard to say. Pebbles is not a 10. Pebbles is an 8. Mariah Carey is the same. Mariah Carey's is a borderline 7, 8. Yeah, I'm in your ass. That's right. Okay. Angela Rye. Angela Rye is actually would be in her younger years was actually industry 8. Denise Nichols, I don't think she was a 9. She ain't no Jane. Denise Nichols ain't no Jane Kennedy. Okay. Michael Michelle is poor man's Vanessa Williams. That's how come she's an 8 instead of a 10. Okay. Sheila E from Salt and Pepper. Sheila E with the bongos. Sheila E can be. I've actually seen Sheila E live. She's a upgradable 7. I ducked your question. Put it back up again. Lisa Ray's bullshit. Your picker's off, Denegas. That's why come I don't listen to you. Aisha Curry's an 8. Let's put her up again. I just showed you. When she was 15, she's an industry standard 8. Okay. If you put her in the lineup with the rest of these chicks, she blend right in. Okay. She's an industry standard 8. It was a 99. Players Club Lisa Ray was not a 99. Okay. She ain't no 9. Then Whitfield was an 8. Kaisha Kayor, I have no idea who that is, man. Kashia Kayor, I have no idea who that is. And you don't have to see it. Okay. Garcelle's a 9. Players Club, okay. And Denegas, you're way off, man. Victoria Roll is Roel is I think I know who you mean. She's closer to a 7. When you get up to those 8, 9s, and 10s, there's only slight differences. 10s, you know, okay. Let's see. Let's check her out when she was young. Oh yeah, I'm looking at her. She's an industry 7, industry 8. She's industry 8. Let's see. Yeah, industry 8 all day long. She would consider it industry 8. Yep. In fact, lower 8. As a matter of fact, she wouldn't be an upper 8. She'd be a lower 8. Yeah, I'm looking at her pictures. She'd be a lower 8. She probably appealed more to white men than she would to black men, but she's a lower 8. Yeah, it's about right. Yeah, she's a lower 8. Pretty standard. Eights are spectacular. I don't know why people are sleeping on 8s, man. 8s are spectacular, man. Put 8 on your arm, man. Basically, you're going places. Okay, but eights probably have a pretty broader range than 9s. 9s and 10s are pretty scarce. You got to be pretty special to be a 9 or a 10. I mean, you like print model, supermodel, or 9s and 10s. Okay, you got to be in that class. She's a okay print model, but she's not supermodel category. So she's an industry 8. Shadi Richardson would have been a 9, closer to a 9 when she was young. Felicia Rashad was, depending on her pictures, she was between an 8 and a 9. But on her pictures, okay? Depending on her pictures, between an 8 and a 9, I would say closer to a 8. You might have saw lots of them. You see a lot of them, okay? And man, I see some Chi-Town chicks and a lot of Chi-Town chicks. There's a whole bunch of 4, 5s, and 6s in Chi-Town, okay? And Lisa Ray is about an industry 8, okay? I've seen a lot of Lisa Rays in LA, okay? Selma Hayek, depends. She's closer to a 9. Mariah Carey's a 7, maybe 8. Tracy Reed, Tracy Reed, I don't think she's a 9, but we can look her up. Tracy Reed, I think is Babyface's Tracy Reed is closer to a industry 8. Let's see. I think that's her. Yeah. She's very close to industry 8. She doesn't quite hit the 9 level. Oh, great. Okay. Okay, it won't do that one. All right, let's see. Open a new tab. Yeah. Yeah, she's close. She's closer to an industry 8. Yep. She's closer to an industry 8. Those are industry 8s. Maybe on the higher end, but she's still an 8. No, she wasn't a 9. I showed you what a 9 is, okay? She ain't that. Brittany Renner is an upgradable 6. Danny Newton is a 9, okay? No, Danny Newton's a 9, okay? And Denegas is garbage man of the year. Anyhow, we've done 100 hour and 30 minutes. Anita Baker is a 6. Kamala Harris is, I would say Kamala Harris is borderline 7, 8, okay? So far I've seen Lala Anthony is an 8, industry 8. I say 8, 9 after that picture. The Negas, I don't trust your picker. Gabrielle Union is a borderline 7, 8. Pebbles is not a 10. No. That's why I showed you what 10s are. Robin Givens is a 7. Jackie Harry is a 7. Danica Marie is a 7. Joyful Drake from Fat Girls. Okay. Since he gave me a donation, Joyful Drake. That's why I showed you what a 9 and a 10 was, okay? Industry scale. Okay. She looks Latina, and I would say that she is an industry 8. Maybe, yeah, industry 8. She not quite don't have this quite sparkle factor for a 9. 9, you need a sparkle factor, okay? And then even with the makeup, the nose is okay. The lips are she don't have the cheekbones for a 9, okay? She don't have the cheekbone structure for a 9. She's okay. She's an industry 8. That's fine. Let's see. Let's show screen. Da 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 da. I'm gonna show you, okay? Eyes are brown, which is regular. Okay, so there's no points for that. Her nose um is ordinary, okay, which is fine. She don't have the cheekbone structure for a 9, okay. Her cheekbone structure is kind of weak. That's why they have to make her up a little bit, put a little more rouge here and there. Her lips are okay, are cute. Her chin is fine, okay. But she's an industry 8. So Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, yada yada yada. You can count the number of people, even like I say with what's her name? Aisha Curry, okay? They're all fit into this range, okay? They all now there's differences, okay? Aisha Curry has better cheekbones and dimples, okay? And prettier eyes, okay? Her face might be fuller. Her face is narrower. So if you like that, okay? But the thing is, she's a standard. She's a industry 8. That's what she is, okay? There's nothing spectacular about it. She's pretty, very pretty, but there's nothing spectacular about her. She's not supermodel category. Not even close. All right. You can see her cheekbones, okay? King picks. You don't like her, but she's an industry 8, okay? You can see her cheekbones. Let's take Aisha Curry when she was young, okay? Instead of after 4 babies. Okay. Okay. Let's take that one. You can even take that one, okay? Because you say she don't have cheekbones. You can see her cheekbones, okay? Well, let's take that one, okay? Now this is her at an average game, okay? You can see her cheekbones, okay? Pouty lips, hazel eyes, cheekbones, okay? And this is without her smile. You can see her cheekbone structure, okay? Her only problem is her chin. Because she got a fuller face, okay? She got the little what they call perfect nose for print work, okay? She got the hair, she got the eyes, she got the nose, she got the pouty lips, she got the high cheekbones because they're way up here. The only problem with her is down here, jaw structure is a little weak. But the thing is, she's an 8. That's an 8 all day long. You could put that on a cover. That's an 8, yes. We seen what you picked, King Picks. It's some bullshit, okay? She's a standard 8. When you add the eyes, the nose, the pouty lips, cheekbones, okay, that's a standard 8. And I think she's a little older in this picture, okay? FloJo in her prime, okay, when she's a little older, was about an 8, okay? FloJo was not a 9, but FloJo was about an 8. Yeah, that's what you say, okay? That's a standard 8, okay? Serena Williams, when she was younger, Serena Williams was actually more rated on her body than her face. As her face was, when she was younger, she was a 5, okay? No doubt about it. She's a 5 in the face, but good. But what that ass do, though? Ashley Curry's a standout. Of course she is, okay? Her eyes alone, just her eyes alone, just that alone, okay, makes her an 8. If you just take that, that's an 8 all day long. Megan Good, when she was younger, was closer to a 9. Alison Felix is a 6, maybe a 5. She's glossed up a bit. Sierra is borderline 9. Jasmine Guy, prime Jasmine Guy is an 8. No, I'm not on drugs, boss. She's the industry 8. Sadia Khan is, I don't know what Sadia Khan looks like when she was young. With Sadia Khan, depending on what picture you pick, she's probably a borderline 9. Okay, that's how come she's a concubine to a Dubai rich man. Yeah, I don't with King picks. I don't give a fuck what you agree with. I showed you what an 8 looks like. I showed you what a 7 looks like. Y'all keep saying she's a 6. She ain't no 6. Okay. The Bailey sisters. You put her next to the Bailey sisters. Okay. No comparison. Okay. You put her next to Megan Thee Stallion. No comparison. Not one. We're not talking about body. Sandy Newton is a standard, closer to standard 9. Okay, white boys, black people, Asians agree that Sandy Newton. Even Eddie Murphy agrees with that. Okay, Josie Dandridge is a 9. That's how come we rate you black men is the garbage man of the. No, let's look at Melissa Ford. Okay, since you guys say Melissa Ford's a 20. Let's go ahead and look her up, okay? Because Melissa Ford is your go-to. Melissa Ford is your go-to 10, really? I think it's what's it, Emil? With her funny ass name. Let's see. It's catch her when she was young. Let's catch her when she's young, okay? Let's catch her when she's young. Let's see if we can get a face. Headshot. See if we can catch her when she's young. All right. Let's try that one, okay? Open a tab, okay? Melissa Ford, headshot. That's a 10? Really? Really, dude? Really? Really, dude? I don't care about what she was, okay? She had that's what that ass do. Melissa Ford was not a 10 or a 9. She was at best an industry 8, okay? I look for the worst. I look for young. Give me one, okay? Let's try Mr. Ford King, okay? Let's try this one, okay? He look for the worst tab, okay? This is all glossed up, okay, and airbrushed, okay? All glossed up and airbrushed for you, okay? Let's expand it a bit, okay? She's an 8 at best. No nose. She got some cheekbones. Her eyes are weak. Okay, there's no sparkle. She's an 8 at best. Dude, you keep this up, I'm gonna ban you. Put some spec on my name, motherfucker. I said Sally Richardson was a borderline 9, dumbass. All right, go ahead and boot him. Okay, go ahead and boot him. Basically, I showed you, girl. Okay, and you said she's a 20, not even close. And you see, that's how come I don't like doing this shit, because you niggas get mad because your favorite girl is not picked. Okay. Now, so I show you the pictures side by side. I show you why. I'm not saying that Aisha Curry was spectacular. Okay. She's a fucking industry 8. That's what she is. Stacey Dash was a 10. Okay. But you trying to say that Melissa Ford, okay, it was a 10? No. She had a body, but she was not a 10. She didn't have the best body. What's it? Lisa Ray was prettier than her. Jenna Lopez, yeah, she's an 8. Industry 8. Belly Johnson, her prime was supermodel. She was a 9, depending on who you ask. Anyway, get out of here. Suck 'em, I don't do this shit because people get mad. You need glasses. You picked the worst picture of her. So I picked the one right out of King, okay? All glossed up and airbrushed, okay? She's still an 8 at best. Denegas, ain't nobody talk about your picks, man. Your picker's way off, man. Your picker's way the fuck off. Rundown of 10s? Oh, that's hard, okay? Because I would say Stacey Dash, Vanessa Williams. I would say my 10. All you can question what you want to is Nicole Murphy. I would even put what's her name that dated what's her name that dated Yeezy, Kanye West. Okay, if you look at her in her prime, that bitch was a fucking 10. That's why he picked her. Shut the fuck up, Denegas. Shut up. Your picker's way off, man. Your picker's been off all day. J-Lo is an 8. Entry 8. Amber Rose. That's it. Amber Rose is 9, borderline 10 especially when she was young. Okay. Amber Rose was spectacular when she was young. Okay. In fact, she did print work. Amber Rose was spectacular when she was young. But she's not. I don't think she's a 10, but she's borderline 9. I would say Vanessa Williams. I would say Stacey Dash. I would say Jesus Christ. What's her name? The guy. What's her name? The model. What's her name? She's a 10. There, the thing is, I would have to look at them because they actually don't roll off my lips like that. Okay, but Amber Rose, when she was young, she was spectacular. Okay, when she was with Kanye West, spectacular. Okay. Amber Rose went down 2 spaces for the tattoo. Well, the thing is, when she was young, when she was actually a prime Kanye West, she was spectacular. Amber Rose is one of them chicks. You walk down the street, she caused car accidents. Okay. Chaos Rain, no 7 had been. No, hell no. Our pickers are off. Portia Williams, no. Portia Williams is an 8. Yeah, I'm talking about prime Amber Rose. Yeah. Anyhow, we get out of here, y'all, because you guys pickers are off. Charles is right again, man. If Thandie Newton is closer to a 9. Okay. Tyra Banks is closer to a 9. Okay. I've met Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks is a 9 all day long. Okay. Especially when she was young. Cherokee, I've actually seen Cherokee Diaz in person. She's a 7. I've seen her in person. She's actually a 7. Apollonia is a 8. Maybe a little higher, maybe closer to a 9, but an 8. Prime Lark Voorhees Prime Lark Voorhees is possibly borderline 8, 9. Paula Patton is an 8. Prime Kim, Enhanced Kim is probably close to borderline 9, but probably 8. Okay, Enhanced Kim, Unenhanced Kim is a upgradable 7. Yeah, Lark Voorhees was probably was a industry 8, maybe closer to, could be a 9 depending on what she's wearing or what her makeup is. But yeah, Tyra is busted without makeup, and Thandie Newton shaking my head. That's how come your pickers are off. Your pickers are off. Thandie Newton is the industry 9. Okay, that's why they used her. G Toss, I won't even ask you what you think your H9s and 10s are. Don't even want to ask. You probably seen Steph Co's an 8. Lark Voorhees, I said borderline 8, 9. Okay, she's not a 10. Lark Voorhees is not quite at that level. Anyhow, let me get out of here. Yeah, well, that's your opinion, okay? I'm talking about the industry standard, okay? Thandie Newton is the industry standard. There was one picture I saw Thandie Newton. She was actually in a movie, and she was wearing a black teddy. That's like I'm Eddie Murphy used her all the time. Okay. In her prime, Thandie Newton was borderline 9. Okay, she was a 9. See, black titty. That's why I showed you. Because I actually showed you a dark one, which is a Maryland Negra. Okay, what a 9 actually looks like. You know, I don't care what she does for you. We're not rating individual likes, okay? Because y'all niggas pickers are off, okay? Thandie Newton was the industry 9, okay? Let's take that down. Thandie Newton was the industry 9. She borderline supermodel status. That's Thandie Newton, okay? Nose, lips, eyes, borderline supermodel. I would say Amber Rose is probably not a 10, but I would say pretty close, okay? Jodie Watley in her prime, no. Jodie Watley in her prime was an industry 8. No, I didn't, because I showed you what it was, okay? You can disagree with all you want. I know she was on crack shit, okay? Yeah, anyway. The Negus, your picker is way off, okay? That's how come you making all that noise, okay? Yeah, Thandie Newton was a bad girl, and I don't give 8, 9s, and 10s lightly. Okay, you got to earn them. Holly Robinson Pete was an 8. Okay, Doja Cat with hair. Doja Cat is upgradable 6, just like what's your name? Alicia Keys, upgradable 6. Mariah Carey's a 7. Anyhow, let me get out of here, folks. Okay, I hope you all had fun. Some of y'all's picks are hilarious. Some of y'all picks are hilarious. At least I didn't get nothing crazy. Okay. You know what the problem is with black people don't like standards because they're afraid they're going to be held up to them. Probably so. Superhead is an industry 8. Sophie Vergara, okay, we can rate them, but things have to go into a different scale because they have to rate them differently. Okay, like Blue Eyes is coming. I'll tell you somebody that's what's her name? The singer. Um, that's really pretty with them strange ass eyes. Okay. Um, in fact, she had to tone them down because they're really strange. Okay. Can't remember her name, but she's a borderline 9 is because of her eyes and her structure. But thing is, she's a singer. Corinne Stephan is an 8. Prime Ananda, who's Prime Ananda? Prime Eartha Kitt. Prime Eartha Kitt. Eartha Kitt was never above an 8. Okay. Rusty Kit was never above an 8. Namble Campbell back in the day was a 9. Okay. Namble Campbell's a 9. Trina McGee, I don't know Trina McGee. Trina's an 8. Naomi Campbell was young. Yeah, Naomi Campbell Young is closer to a 9. Okay. She's not a 10, but she's a 9. So, and I've seen her. I think Naomi Campbell's closer to like an upgradable 8 when you see her without the makeup. Okay. Iman, I saw Iman a picture when she was a little girl. My God, that was a beautiful little girl. I saw a picture of Iman when she was a little girl. This is Iman when she was a little girl. Okay, show you real quick. That's Iman when she was a little girl. Okay, that's a gorgeous little girl. That's a little girl. She was like 3 or 4. That's Iman. Iman, that's like Iman's a 10. That's as a little girl. Same thing with Vanessa Williams as a little girl. You can tell. Lupita's a 7, in my opinion. You can let's take her up a little bit. New tab. Okay. This is why this difference between Naomi Campbell and Iman. Okay. Iman is symmetrically perfect. Okay. Eyes, nose, lips, forehead, jawbone, high ass cheekbones. Perfect. That's a 10. That's an industry 10. Those are rare, just like Vanessa Williams. Those are extremely rare. That's a 10. King Pig, shut up, man. Get your cantankerous ass out of here, okay? You and Nagus, y'all cantankerous motherfuckers, man. It's just a rating scale, okay? It's a rating scale. Nobody's perfect. It's a rating scale. There's got to be 10s. If there's ones, there got to be a 10. It's a rating scale. Ain't nobody perfect. But the thing is, that's as close to perfect as far as the face that you're going to get. Where's her flaws? Where are her flaws? Where's her flaws? Point them out. To me, is a 9. When she was young. Where's her flaws? Where's her flaws? That's Iman, classic Iman. Where's the flaws at? Tens do exist because we say they do. Okay, where's the flaws at? You see the picture. In fact, let me increase this. Okay, I said women claim every guy they see is ugly, but wouldn't this imply that the women are ugly too? I mean, they come from the same parents' genetic stock. Like, what the hell? Okay. Most women go back to the Dove study, think they're average. Most women actually rate themselves as average. Most women do. Head shaped like candy corn. Really? What's the perfect head, sir? Where's her flaws? Head shaped like candy corn. Really? I've seen some tens. Uh, and you the tens are maybe like one, depending on the scale, or like maybe 1 in 1,000, maybe 1 in 1,500 people that would be in a 10 range. Okay, Scott or Diggins? Hell no. Okay, that's classic. She don't have any flaws. Okay, because most stars, especially with print, have a bigger forehead because it makes them stand out. Most stars have bigger foreheads. If somebody actually draws a picture on ours, it'll be her. The forehead is about right. Okay, forehead is about maybe 40% of your face. Okay, according to artists. Okay, so she's right in line with that. Most women rate themselves as average. Yeah. Anyway, Carrie Hilson, borderline 9. Okay, when I looked at her. Okay, she's a little bit above most of the 8s. Diane Carroll is Diane Carroll younger when she was younger before she had work. Okay, she was 7. Okay, after she had work, she was closer to I would say 8, 8 plus maybe. Sarah Day's an 8. We already talked about her. I'm thinking about Western. If you look at Western comics and the way they draw these characters, they have the same kind of head that she does. Okay. All right. Anyhow, let me get out of here. Like I say arguing with you clowns, man, is funny. Sir, him, you're looking at the controversy. Okay. Storm got a big forehead. Okay. Go go at Go on Friday. Go ask Art Newstar about Iman and her face shape. Okay, because he's an artist. He'll tell you when they actually tell you how to draw a face. Okay, they said the forehead is going to be 40% of the face. Okay, ain't nobody have their eyebrows way up here. Okay, the forehead's going to be 40% of the face, and the eyebrows are going to start right. Her eyebrows start at the line where artists say they should be, right about there. That's damn near perfect. And her chin may be a little small. That might be the only thing. But thing is, okay, as far as the industry standard, okay, that's about as close as you're gonna get to perfect. How many women do you see with a scrunch forehead? Because we actually started with, okay, let's go ahead and check it because we're gonna end with Miss Universe, okay? End with Miss Universe because I actually saved that as an image, okay? That is Miss Universe. That's Miss Universe 2025 Nigeria, okay? She doesn't have a small forehead. That's Miss Universe 2025. She don't have a small forehead. Neither does Vanessa Williams. She don't have a small forehead either. Candy corn. Yeah, well, you know what, boss? You like big wide heads, okay? Like them big broad heads. You probably like them fat and squat. I bet you like big girls. I bet you G Toss likes like Gabby Sidibe. All right. Okay. G Toss, let's go ahead and put you in timeout, man. Yeah, let's get out of here. I will see you guys later, okay?
And with that, I just have two more words to say. Obama out.
Muzyka Denis Siedem.
Does this motherfucker say Tay Heckard is an 8? Really? Really? Tay Heckard is an 8? Get the fuck out of here. Your picker's way off, King Picks. You're banned, okay? You're banned. That's funny as hell. Tay Heckard? Get the fuck out of here.